seatbelt first. Okay. At this point, he just raises an arm. Yeah, he's got an arm in the way. It's going to stop me getting my rear naked. What a lot of people lose in this is the fact that this now is a side choke. So all I literally have to do is just take my arm out to the side. Once my ear goes on his shoulder, I can force this in here and I get a side choke. Yeah, I don't have to come out to the side. All I literally have to do is just make sure that I go from my seatbelt. I'm going to take my arm and I'm going to shoot it through and get my ear on his shoulder. Once my ear's on his shoulder, I'm going to pull my elbow down and pull it up through his body and get the tap using his shoulder as the carotid cutter on this side and the bicep as the carotid cutter on this side. Okay, so little basic premises then. I get to rear naked. My heart's behind his heart. Okay, I can't let him get too low. If his heart's lower than my heart, if you shrink that a little bit, down here there is no rear naked, and that's one of my defenses, is just to relax on the floor. If he's too high, there is no rear naked. So aim to get my heart alongside his heart. Right? My head is one of the things. My head is one of the things that's stopping him move his head around. Yeah, I would really want my head to be on the side that he's trying to escape to, but at the moment we're not worrying about that. I'm going to sit in here, okay? Most basic. I'm going to let go of my seatbelt, hopefully grab this arm, pull this tight against his chest, this one goes up onto his shoulder. My finger's hooking on the back of his scapula. He should struggle to pull my arm off if he tries to grab it with the other arm. Grab the other arm, and try and pull it off, because it's hooked on the back of his spine. The more he pulls, the more it hooks on the back of his spine. There's going to be a little bit of a race where we get to here. If he gets both hands on that and starts to force it off, okay, I'm going to have to try and wind this up and then hit the top hand off. Doesn't matter about this hand anymore, okay? This hand is fine. I'll tighten this up as much as I can, and then I slide my hands over each other to go to rear naked, alright? Head pressure, I'm forcing his head down. If he wants to drive his chin into that gap, that's cool. As long as I can get my elbow down the way, see how I'm putting my elbow down the way, by rolling my wrists forward, see how just rolling my wrists forward drives his head down and my elbow down, and then once his head is facing downwards, I lift his elbow to get the tap. Doesn't matter that his chin's in there. I don't have to drive this hand underneath his neck. No one in the world is going to allow you to, if he puts his chin down, you try and drive your hand under here, it's going to take ages. Okay, so into here, roll everything forward, elbow down, pull up. Alright, basic rear naked. If he lifts his shoulders, then I have to work my way in tighter to get my elbow down the center. See, again, I'm using my head against the back of his head. Once my elbow's down the center, even with his shoulders up, I can come to here. Even with his chin down into the gap, I can still roll both wrists forward so that my elbow goes down and then pull that back up to get the tap. Okay, if he puts both hands underneath the attack, so if I go around here and he puts both hands in there, in theory, I should not be able to get him at this point. Okay, but again, I'm going to roll both wrists forward and pull my elbow down to get that. Okay, I'm just crushing his hands in against his carotid arteries. You got to remember there. That's blood to the brain. We stop the blood to the brain. Are you okay? Mm-hmm. Next level of defense. Everyone is taught to bring one hand up to defend this, to do something. Okay, this is really easy to deal with. I don't want the rear naked anymore. I'm just going to go out to a side choke. So I'm going to shoot my hands through and get my ear onto his shoulder. Then I go into here and I pull and push to get my tap. Okay, so that's the basics of my rear naked choke game.